What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are watching the second trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. We got a little taste of Wolverine at the end of the last trailer or the first teaser. So I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully in all his glory, in yellow and in blue, Mr. Wolverine. So we'll see. Yeah. But before we get into the reaction, if you want to see uncut reactions for all the shows we've been watching, including Fallout, we just started. Check those out on our Patreon. It's a really fun time. Loving that show so far. There's plenty of other things on Patreon you can enjoy as well. Are you ready?
Wait, I want to address one real quick thing because somebody and a few people left a comment. We have a podcast on a second channel, y'all. Go over and watch it. We go live every Wednesday.
Come to the barbecue.
Link it in the barbecue in description. So now I'm ready to go.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut.
Oh, God.
I need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady. I'm not
Look, lady.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go.
Whoa.
Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
Oh, my God.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Whoa. Okay, they're going for it.
Oh, here we go.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Oh, no.
Come again.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Let down his entire world.
Oh.
Great.
Oh! Oh, my God.
Talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The
I don't know anything about
arms.
saving worlds,
Jesus.
but you do.
Oh, man.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
Look at that suit.
I am soaking wet right now.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Okay. I love this song choice.
Yeah.
Guys are so silly.
Cassandra Nova.
This is what I'm talking about.
Whoa! Giant man with a skull?
Slow motion action sequence.
What
Mad
in the
Max.
Mad Max Fury
Who knows if
Road?
you live or die?
I think this might be a little old man Logan.
Whoa.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Oh my God, the ultimate buddy cop movie. Oh.
Are they
Interesting.
transporting? Is that the last shot in the movie?
Multiverse hopping?
Cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
Oh my God.
Marching belt.
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman? Yes.
Let's fucking go.
God.
It's just gonna be a good time, dude. So I guess Cassandra, what's her name? Cassandra Nova? Is that her name?
Yeah, Cassandra Nova. You got it.
I guess she's confirmed, right? Because she was there.
Yeah.
Adam, did you see the bald lady? That's the villain.
Oh yeah.
That's the villain.
And that's
Villain.
and that's Xavier's sister?
Twin sister from the womb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
She's
weird
evil,
like
full
demon
evil.
parasite got into Xavier's mom. It's weird. It's really weird. They try to kill each other in the womb, and Xavier won. It's weird.
Interesting.
You know,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think you were mentioning it while we were watching the trailer that this is taking place, which we already knew that it was taking place before Logan and not.
It's too early.
Help me with words. Jesus Christ.
We can't do.
No, but also
We
the
can't do
answer
words
is I don't think this is going to take place before Logan. I don't think this Wolverine, is that Logan.
Is
Yeah.
Logan?
I think that the Logan universe, even from when they made that movie, is supposed to be a different universe than the one of the previous X-Men films. I think basically all the X-Men movies except for Logan, can be fit into the same world because they had the time travel shenanigans with Days of Future Past that like rewrote their movies as well. But it's all supposed to be like one universe. And then Logan was an alternate future of 2026 or something, like less than 10 years out, but like still in like the near-ish future. And I think when they did this, because Logan died in that movie, but they announced that Hugh Jackman was coming back, people were like, well, what the fuck? Like, how are you gonna? And Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and whoever else has said like, no, like, well, Logan still happened. That's its own thing. We're just doing it's a different universe. And I wonder if there's going to be, because here's the vibes I got from this trailer with its like, first of all, two things. They're letting Hugh Jackman fucking cuss.
Go for it. Yeah.
As
going for it. Yeah.
But like in an effective way, not in a gratuitous way or whatever. Really, it just, when he's able to play this character this way, he is really good, and he can be really good at it. But my second takeaway was, I'm getting Old Man Logan, the comics vibes, because in that comic book storyline, Wolverine sort of let down the universe, and then it becomes a buddy road trip movie with him and Hawkeye, Clint Barton, as they journey across the United States, to including like going across the body of Giant Man as it's like laid out there from a massive battle, and it's just like a skeleton because it's supposed to be like 50 years later. As they go and try to like save the universe or whatever. And I was getting those vibes from this, and I wonder if there's going to be some feeling of like, even though Logan is supposed to have taken place in a different universe, this script is going to play with the fact that like Hugh Jackman played Wolverine, let down his universe, like that there's that this is something that this character as a whole, whether it's in the comic books or the movies or whatever, has like dealt with loss and failure. And it looks great.
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Well, I think the smart thing about the two trailers that we've now had, the teaser trailer is really more story focused about like regarding Deadpool. This one is more of like, here's the other half of what's going to be in the movie in terms of Wolverine, which I think was kind of smart. And I would imagine that there will be at least probably one more trailer that will come out maybe like 2 weeks before the movie drops, maybe 2-3 weeks. And I feel like it's going to take the concepts of of two trailers and put them together. So it'll be like, here's really the story of the movie, including Deadpool and Wolverine, and not just one or the other, which is I think is a smart way to go. I think it was a good way to have the first teaser just tease Wolverine, and now in this one you kind of unleash and give a little bit more of like, okay, we're getting a little bit of insight into the story a little bit more, showing Cassandra Nova, showing the universe that they seem to be occupying, which has this giant fucking head of Giant Man with a skull inside of it. So not, and being very, very ambiguous about where exactly in the multiverse this takes place, which is a smart thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Go
ahead,
Hector. No,
I was going to say,
I was going to say that I'll go, Hector. It's too early. I'm so it's early. Sorry. I think the thing that struck me the most about this trailer is that they're going full bore with the swearing and rated R references and the blood, and I'm hoping to see Wolverine chop up a dude. I'm hoping to see Wolverine like split open, guts flying, like everything going on, because they're letting Deadpool do it. Let's see Wolverine do it. And it's very striking because I'm looking down at the Marvel Entertainment logo, and this is a legit Marvel movie. Like it's in the same universe where Cap goes language. What's he gonna do if well, I guess he's gone, but he won't meet these guys. But in another universe, what happens if they meet?
I actually was going to bring this up, and this is a perfect time to bring this up. That portal that they jump into at the end, wouldn't it be hilarious if it was the lineup in Avengers Endgame right before Cap tells them to all run towards Thanos? And you hear Deadpool go, where in the fuck are we? Language! I'd be like, that'd be incredible. And then they get out of there.
It's great. Here's what I picture from that exact thing is basically what you said, Adam, where like this movie is not going to be a cameo fest. It is going to be a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. What I was going to say earlier, Augustine, was that I wonder if like with the TVA guy saying like this Wolverine let his universe down. Did his universe evaporate and be destroyed? Is this
Maybe.
something where like, is this going to lead towards the Secret Wars Avengers storyline with like universal incursions that Doctor Strange hinted at in his movie? Because like universes start popping out of existence until there's only a couple left, and then there's like a merger, and then there's like the battle world, and this could be like one of the more pivotal movies in the multiverse saga, hidden and sort of packaged in a Deadpool movie, which I think is so brilliant that when this awful corporate merger happened and Marvel Studios looked at what they had and they went, well, shit, Deadpool 3 was already in development. Ryan Reynolds is a star. Like, we should keep this going. Hang on a tick. We can actually use this as part of our like bigger storyline against Kang the Conqueror or whatever they wanted to do. But I do think that the movie is going to mostly be a Deadpool and Wolverine movie, not a cameo fest. However, what Adam just said, remembering the end credits of Deadpool 2, where Deadpool digitally inserted himself into X-Men Origins Wolverine and whatever else he wanted to, like, that might be the workaround to getting new actor cameos with MCU actors, is like maybe right at the end they sort of jump into a portal and it's like Wolverine and Deadpool right off into the sunset, then really just kind of take a tour of the MCU and go through it. Maybe they will hire back a Chris Evans, like he had a cameo in Free Guy from the same star and same director, to like say something when he's dressed up as Cap, and like just to kind of like land a joke or whatever. Like the possibilities for that are pretty astounding, what they could do. And I really trust Ryan Reynolds and team and the writing team to like come up with some really funny shit. But
I
it
think
would
that's
be
the best
so
way
great
to approach it too.
Yeah,
I think like
agree.
if you approach it in like a funny manner and a super non-serious manner, and in a way that like you ensure that that this Chris Evans is not the Chris Evans that defeated Thanos, and like he's got a whole different suit, maybe like long hair, maybe like battle worn, a different shield, that kind of stuff, and still making like Cap references. I think that's a really cool way to kind of go around it, giving a little nod to what came before, but also realizing that we're in a completely different era of the MCU. Like, we're going to see now at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Chris Evans Cap cameo in something. Yeah. Like very quickly, like Spider-Verse, where there's just so many things happening that you don't have a lot of time to pay attention to who's there, but he's there and he says something and then he's gone.
This is the type of movie where not only could we maybe see that, but we could also maybe see like straight up an Edward Norton as Bruce Banner cameo and an Eric Bana as Bruce. Like, this is the one where Ryan Reynolds really fucks with everything. And just breaks all the fourth walls and comments on the whole apparatus, not just the MCU, but like the Fox X-Men movies. Like, this is great. And also the thing I love too, going back to, I just keep rewatching it silently. The moment I love is at the beginning when Deadpool threatens to shoot him in the head and Wolverine just kind of leans in and smiles. And I'm like, if that's not the most Wolverine shit I've seen in years, I don't know what is, because in some of those shots in the bar, they almost make Hugh Jackman look shorter than Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Like he's this just little guy at the bar. And I'm like, it's really cute that you're making like 6'1", 6'2" Hugh Jackman. But back to that cameo thing, I think this is the type of movie to do that in, just the same as Deadpool 2, like the end credits of Deadpool. This is what you want to see in this kind of movie. But if you genuinely, sincerely want to see Deadpool as a character interact with in a sincere way the rest of the Avengers and stuff, you do that in an Avengers movie, right? In a Deadpool movie or story or comic, it should be rated R. It should have that bite to it, but it doesn't mean you couldn't pluck Deadpool and pick him up and put him in it's the same with She-Hulk. I want to see She-Hulk, talk to me directly in her own story. But if She-Hulk appears in like Avengers story, she's like a straightforward, she's still herself. She's still funny. She's still this, she's still that. But like, it doesn't break the reality around her. She's not going to pause like amidst an Avengers battle and stop everything and pivot and go, hang on a minute. Like, that's not what those characters do in those larger like team movies, team stories or whatever. And that's what's great about the Deadpool characters, that he can do basically any tone, and Wolverine too. But it is great to see Wolverine rated R, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I've wanted. Our boy needs to be able to let those claws loose for sure, because he does it in the comics. They don't hide it. He does it in the comics, and he needs to bring that to the movies.
And him like dragging the claws out when he had that costume on, the sound design, I'm like, this is like the gnarliest the claws have felt since the first X-Men movie in 2000.
Yep. He looks great. Like, I love that suit, and I think it's also like a really nice thing obviously, if you're a fan of X-Men, the animated series, it's in the comic books, it's huge. But it's also that nice little payoff for people who love that scene. Was it a deleted scene or a post-credit scene in the Wolverine where he like opens the case and he has like the mask? And you're like, this will finally come to fruition. And then it never does. I think that's what's so satisfying. There's been some like marketing material. I think it's like movie theater popcorn buckets and cups that actually have him wearing the mask too.
Oh,
so
they will.
I can't wait. I really do hope that at some point, even if it's for a short time, whatever. I know that those helmets and masks don't last too long on a lot of these characters, but it would be cool if he wears it for a really fun, a good chunk of the movie in like these different battles and stuff. So, but it looks fun. It looks exactly like what they're advertising, basically. Like I'm not going into it thinking it's going to be anything else than what they're saying. It's a buddy road trip movie, and when it's coming from the mouth of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, you kind of know what that is. Anyone who's going to go into this movie and be like, yeah, it was too funny. I was like, it's fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, what did you expect? What did you think was going to happen in this movie?
I really do hope. I really do hope that people like rewatch Deadpool 1 and 2 because I think that they're kind of brilliant. I just rewatched the first Deadpool and I was like so impressed, even though you know the jokes, even though it is a pretty straightforward and simple story. Like the most effective thing about that movie is Ryan Reynolds as that character, especially if you have any love for that character from comic books. It is such a brilliant, perfect, like bringing to life of the whole concept. And they're able to pull it off. And this again is like, look, man, no shade to Sony or the Fox studios when they were doing X-Men movies. But when Marvel Studios, in my opinion, got the opportunity to bring back the previous Spider-Mans and the Spider-Man villains, Marvel Studios was able to do stuff that like, you dropped the ball, Sony. Like Jamie Foxx's Electro. Like those kinds of little deep things here and there where it's just like, okay, if Marvel Studios is doing these characters, what things do they do differently than what came before? And the Fox X-Men films are such an up and down roller coaster of like good and bad and like, you know what I mean? Like Adam, you're saying that tease with the costume. This goes back to the first X-Men film in 2000. What do you prefer? Yellow spandex? What a payoff to be able to, right? It's like, it was a different time. I know I'm not dogging those movies just because we have this hindsight of now it's 2024. There is something to like, you know, you watch the first Wolverine movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and it's like at the script level and all the decisions they make are kind of baffling. And you're like, you have such an amazing set of characters on your hands and they've whiffed it so many times. But when Reynolds and team did their first Deadpool movie and the second, they knocked it out of the park both times, dude. And so this I feel like is going to be, because again, I'm talking about the claws coming out of that yellow costume. You know that as soon as Marvel Studios had the opportunity to do this, first thing they said is, we're putting Hugh Jackman in that fucking yellow costume and we're going to make it work. And so they gave it to immensely talented visual development artists. And everybody is probably bringing their A game with like, well, we want to make these the best versions of Wolverine's claws and the best version of Deadpool's suit and the best version of this post-apocalyptic, you know, Old Man Logan style like setting that we can put them in, and the best and the best and the best. And maybe they're treating it, I hope they're treating it like maybe this is going to be the last Deadpool movie, but I also hope it's just them full on flexing, setting everything up. This is the Deadpool and Wolverine solo film. It's the tribute and goodbye to Wolverine. And I think post Avengers Secret Wars, you keep Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but you recast Logan, and they try that task of 5 years from now, 10 years from now, hiring another actor to play. Maybe 10 years is too long, but like, you know, like doing that new version of the X-Men characters from the ground up. But you can keep Ryan Reynolds because he's that fourth wall breaking mischief imp, you know, who you can keep. And he would be cool with that, you know? So it's too early, guys. I think it's just too early. It's too early.
It's very early. I'm rewatching the trailer too. It's just
me too.
Now I'm trying to look for like little Easter eggs and stuff in the background.
Oh, I'm sure there's Easter eggs all over that fucking thing.
That's for other channels to handle. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's for Hector's other jobs. Have fun with that.
I know.
Good luck.
They can handle that. I'm not doing that.
But of course, let us know your thoughts.
I'm not interested.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with this movie? Where do you think it's going to go? All those sorts of things. What are some of your theories or some theories that you've heard about where the movie could go, what it's going to do, who it's going to be, all that good shit? Let us know in the comments below. Check out all the uncut reactions on Patreon, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.